The reason why we set up this business is that we saw the market was changing. We saw that the talent market was evolving, and we wanted to evolve with the market. The changes that we saw was the flexibility in remote working and the difficulty that comes with managing that. The changes with legal legislation, which is IR35 and the problems that come with that. And also that how clients are now looking at, instead of getting just people, they want more results, they want outcomes, they want services when they're engaging with freelancers and consultants, and just wanting a more comprehensive service from their provider. One of the services we provide at Understanding Solutions is Teams of Service, or as some people know it, more frequently known as team augmentation. So Teams as a Service is essentially a perfect option for clients that want to integrate quick, fast, reliable teams on the ground and scale them up as quickly as they can do and scale them back as quickly as they can roll off the service. And this works perfectly if there's projects with key deadlines. It's perfect if you don't want to completely outsource projects and you want to work very closely with your outsource provider to ensure that knowledge transfer. And it's really key to being able to deliver real deliverable outcomes quickly. The beauty of Understanding Recruitment working with Understanding Solutions is actually we can provide that service to permanent element, which means that we can ramp up teams really quickly to provide you services and outcomes very quickly, but then we can roll back that service very slowly with good thought out handovers as you bring in permanent people, either through Understanding Recruitment or not, through the business, to ensure that you keep that internal knowledge and keep that internal innovation going within your department, but addressing issues as they come quickly. I suppose what makes Understanding Solution different is that how we approach the problem is quite unique. We use the best talent in the market to provide you outcomes, and what we don't do is provide you very expensive service off the back of our brand, which some of the big players do, and you're paying through the roof for getting very little outcomes and deliverables, and they just recycle the same sort of material from client to client. Because we're linked with a recruitment organisation, we have the ability to scale very quickly. Essentially, we have a bench of 100,000 people that want to engage with us and who are available at any single given time. We work with the key specialists within the market. We can give you very different options that move quite quickly depending on your needs. One day you need a front-end developer, but actually there's only a 2-week requirement, and then you need a back-end developer. That's the sort of fluidity that we can work with towards your needs, essentially. Working with us in this way, we also give you that sort of guarantee. There's obviously benefits of working with a contractor in a traditional recruitment sense, but what a contractor doesn't give you is that safeguard from IR35 unless you've done due diligence on the matter. It doesn't give you any guaranteed outcomes. You know, if they turn up for a week and don't do exactly what you asked, you're still liable to pay for that. And more importantly, it takes time to manage contractors. How are you going to manage those people? What type of process you're going to put in place, and what strain is that going to put on current senior managers to deliver that resources as well as do their normal day-to-day job. And completely outsourcing that to Understanding Solutions as an issue means that you can save that headache internally, but also still retain that really great and important talent internally. Where we've seen this success really works well with our clients is, one, when they're in need of skills that they don't necessarily need to retain on a full-time and a permanent basis. For example, one of the projects we're running at the moment is to deliver an enterprise data roadmap for one of our clients. They don't need, or quite frankly, have the money to pay an enterprise data architect on a permanent basis. But what they do need is that service to be delivered, that service to be done to a very high standard, and for someone to be able to set up that service so it can be taken over internally after the more difficult, the niche and the hard experience and requirements are fulfilled, so they can then manage that service on an ongoing basis. And Understanding Solutions was perfect for this environment because we could we could essentially build out a bespoke solution for our client, deliver that service over a 3-month period, get to the point where there's this handover period where we can bring in the right internal people that work at the client to take over this service from us essentially, which has just been automatically successful so far. It's really hard to attract and also retain the best talent within the market. Salaries are at a massive premium right now, and everyone, as I'm sure you're aware, has been given counter-offered, they've been held to their notice periods, they've been asked to stay for longer, and people are throwing the kitchen sink to make sure they try and retain that staff. So actually attracting new staff is really hard. It's not impossible, but it's really hard at the moment. And everyone can understand at the moment that budgets are tight, time constraints are even tighter because of the whole COVID pandemic. Is actually the delivery on what needs to be done internally in businesses way more important now than ever. And actually this service to sort of permanent, this service to set off projects, get projects undergoing, running them effectively, while that's augmented internally within your team, so you're not losing any of those skill sets, and actually being able to bring on the right permanent people, giving them the good handover before they start working permanently, is the perfect balance of both worlds, that you can start projects, run projects, have those specialist skills in-house, and when the right permanent people become available internally within the team or hired externally, then we can put those back into the market to essentially bolster up that team and provide you with a short-term expert service, which is then rolled off slowly for you to then bring in your own permanent team. And that can work with just completely outsourcing projects, you know, building apps that we've had conversations about, but even just that sort of team augmentation, helping with the ongoing development, ongoing projects, you know, backfilling the needs there.